we place a tremendous amount of pressure on ourselves to do more, to be more, to get it right. A lot of us feel like we're wrong in some way, that we're doing it wrong, that we're doing life wrong because things aren't going the way that we want them to go. And we think that we're always doing something wrong, but we're not doing things wrong. We are being guided and led to the best version of ourselves. And in this video, I am talking about what it means to give yourself grace. Grace is one of those things that you hear evolving or emerging in the spiritual community. Give yourself grace, have compassion for yourself. And so that's what I want to talk about, because I was asked recently by somebody, like, how is it that we're supposed to give ourselves grace? And I thought that's a really good question, so I want to share what my answer to this person was. I am Iris Sirianni. I am a self-love coach and a spiritual mentor. So what does it mean to give yourself grace? Well, this is what I responded to this person. To give yourself grace really means to, number one, not be so hard on yourselves. We place a tremendous amount of pressure on ourselves to do more, to be more, to get it right. A lot of us feel like we're wrong in some way, that we're doing it wrong, that we're doing life wrong because things aren't going the way that we want them to go. And we think that we're always doing something wrong, but we're not doing things wrong. We are being guided and led to the best version of ourselves. And when things go wrong and when we bump up against ourselves and we have to persevere through challenges that we're experiencing in life, it doesn't mean that we're doing things wrong. It doesn't mean that we should be pushing ourselves harder. It doesn't mean that we have to beat ourselves up with a lot of negative self-talk. It just means that we are being shown a part of us that is trying to be shed away so that we can evolve into the next greatest version of ourselves. You are already a great version of ourselves, but we're always, not but, and we're always being encouraged to evolve to a higher level of consciousness, which is a higher state of knowing who we are at a deep soul level. So giving yourself grace really means accepting that your life isn't perfect, accepting that you are tripping and falling over yourself sometimes, accepting that sometimes you feel like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that something will stick, accepting that you are on this journey called life, and that wherever you are is the exact right place for where you need to be at this particular point in time in your life, because there is something about you that you are learning, and something about you that is unfolding in a beautiful way. And I know that I'm making it sound all flowers and roses and sunshine and rainbows. And I know too that it's not always like that. Sometimes life is really, really challenging. And that's where you have to give yourself the most grace, the most understanding, the most compassion, and the most love for where you are on your journey, because You're doing great. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up. So I hope that that part makes sense. Now I want to switch over just quickly into what do you do when you are bumping up against those really challenging times, when it's really uncomfortable, and for some it's really a painful experience, and for some we've been working so hard to push ourselves through and we become really disheartened and we feel like giving up. I don't want you to give up. What I'd like you to do instead is stop pushing yourself so hard. Stop trying to do more. Stop trying to be more. Stop trying to force yourself forward. Forcing yourself forward doesn't work anymore. We've shifted into a new energetic timeline, energetic space where we need to learn to allow more flow to come through our lives. And so what I'd like you to do instead, I want you to stop and I want you to slow down. And I want you to give yourself permission to slow down. And I'd like you to ground yourself into the earth. What does it mean to ground yourself into the earth? It means take your socks off, take your shoes off, go outside, stand in the grass, feel the earth beneath your feet, feel the rain falling on you. If it happens to be raining, rain is just rain. You're not going to melt. You're not sugar. You're probably sweet like sugar, but you're not sugar. You're not going to melt. Or stand and look up at the sun and feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Put your feet in the grass, put your feet in the sand, wherever you happen to be. Close your eyes and let the earth take all of your stress and tension and anxiety and pain and fear. Feel it drain from your body. Our earth, nature, has the ability to take that negative energy, take all of the fear that we hold in our body. It has the ability to drain that from our energetic systems. And just as you're doing that, just breathe and just give yourself permission to be in the moment. There's nothing else that you need to be doing in that moment. And then what you do is you listen, and you listen for your next step forward. When we are trying to push our way forward, trying to make things happen and push ourselves harder, we are not receiving information from our higher selves. We're not listening to our intuition. We're not receiving the little messages of what's the next step. And most often, the next step is not some great big giant leap forward. It could be something as simple as go for a walk. It could be something as simple as, why don't you go get a coffee or tea from the local coffee shop? It could be as simple as take the dog for a walk. It could be something as simple as, let's just sit down and play with the kids if you have kids. It could be something very, very simple. But as you give yourself permission to slow down, as you give yourself permission to open up to information that is available to you, that is going to help move you forward, as you start to ground yourself on a daily basis into the earth and let all of that negative energy flow into the earth, because the earth knows exactly what to do with it. The more you do that, the more you release, the more you let go, the more you are allowing those intuitive nudges from your higher self that is going to move you to the next step. It's usually not one giant leap forward. It's usually a series of little steps. But the more you can give yourself grace and compassion and kindness and understanding for where you're at, and start to opening yourself up to listening to your intuition and follow the steps of those intuitive nudges, you will very quickly find that you're feeling a lot better, you're feeling more inspired, and you feel a sense of renewed hope and optimism. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I am a self-love coach and a spiritual mentor, and I have been on this healing journey for quite a few years now. And I do have space available in my coaching program. So if you're interested in learning more, I've left a link in the description box below. You can book a complimentary Where You're At, Let's Talk About You session to get you started. And that's it. If you find this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to reach as many people around the world as possible. And so thank you so much for your support, and we will see you in the next video.